Welcome back class 8 students. I'm back again in front of you all with a new chapter, which is chapter number 10 of your books, the future tense. So let's start this chapter with starter part. Here two pictures are given. We have to see the picture and write the verb in the correct form of tense. Let's start with the first picture. Here the sentence is I dash go to Patna tomorrow. So in this blank we can write I will go to Patna tomorrow. Similarly, let's see the second picture. Here it is written it dash rain tomorrow. We can write here it will rain tomorrow. So we will study about this will and shall, or we can say future tense in this chapter. Let's start with part number A, which is future tense. The future tense is used for a future activity or a future state of being. Future tense also has four forms. First is simple future tense, second is future continuous tense, future perfect tense, and future perfect continuous tense. First we will study about simple future tense. Let's start with the formation of simple future tense. So here a table is given. So when we have to make a positive statement, we first write all nouns or pronouns, then we add will or shall, then root form of the verb. For example, I shall jump, he will jump, they will jump. Similarly, if we have to form a question type of statement, we first write will or shall, then all nouns or pronouns, then root form of the verb plus question mark. For example, shall I jump, will he jump, will they jump. Similarly, if we have to form a negative statement, then we first write all nouns or pronouns, then will or shall not, then root form of the verb. For example, I shall not jump, he will not jump, they will not jump. Now let's see some uses of shall and will. We use will first to express something which is certain to happen. For example, the metro will remain closed tomorrow. Second, to express the speaker's view. For example, it's very cold in the morning. I don't think I'll go out. Third, to offer to do something. For example, I'll cook dinner for you. Fourth point, to promise to do something. For example, don't worry, I'll be there for you. Fifth, to make predictions. For example, I think our school will be off in December again. Sixth, to ask somebody to do something. For example, will you please get me some sugar? Now let's see some uses of shall I or shall we. In modern English, shall is not common. Shall I and shall we are used in questions to make offers or suggestions. For example, shall I get you a cup of tea? Now based on this concept, let's do some questions. In this question, we have to fill in the blanks using the simple future tense form of the verb. Let's see the first part. Someday she dash a novel. In the bracket, the verb write is written, so we will use the simple future tense form of write. So here we can write someday she will write a novel. In the similar manner, you have to do rest of the parts of this question by yourself. With that, let's move on to the another part of this chapter, which is part number F, use of going to form. We use going to form first to express events that you have already planned in the future. For example, we are going to have dinner together tomorrow. Second, to predict a future action when there is a clear evidence of its occurring true. For example, the sky is full of clouds. It is going to rain in no time. Now let's see will or going to. We use will when a decision is made at the time of speaking, and we use going to when an intention or decision exists beforehand. For example, he is going to buy a new car. The decision here has already been made. Let's see the second example. In this, the car is not doing well. He will buy a new car. Now, in this example, the decision is made at the time of speaking. Now, based on these concepts, let's do some questions related to that. Here we have to fill in the blanks with will or going to form the verb. In the first sentence, it is written Rahul has an interest in flights. He dash to be a pilot. Here, the decision has been made already. So, in this case, we will use going to. So, our sentence will be he will going to be a pilot. In this manner, you have to do rest of the parts of this exercise by yourself. With that, let's move on to the next topic of this chapter, which is part number H, present continuous with a future meaning. Here, some sentences are given. Let's read them one by one. First one is, we are shifting to our new house tomorrow. Second is, my uncle is buying a car tomorrow. I am arriving within an hour. Is he leaving for Delhi today? The present continuous tense is used to express a future action when the speaker is certain that something is going to happen because an arrangement has already been made. Now let's do some questions related to this concept. Now here some questions are given. So using above concept, you have to do these questions by yourself. With that, we'll move on to the next part of this chapter, which is future continuous tense. Let's start with the formation of future continuous tense. Now, when we have to make a positive statement, first we write all nouns or pronouns, then we add will or shall, then be plus verb plus ing form. For example, I shall be walking. They will be walking. In the similar manner, if we have to form questions, we write will or shall, then all nouns or pronouns, then be plus verb plus ing form with a question mark. For example, shall I be walking? Will they be walking? Similarly, if we have to form a negative statement, first we write all nouns or pronouns, then will or shall, then not plus be plus verb and ing form. For example, I shall not be walking. They will not be walking. Now let's see some uses of future continuous tense. The future continuous tense is used first to express an action that will be in progress at the given moment in the future. For example, tomorrow at 10 a.m., my father will be leaving for New Delhi. Second point, to express an action that is quite certain to happen in the future. For example, next week, Neha will be joining her new job. However, we can say the same thing using present continuous tense. For example, next week, Neha is joining her new job. Now, using these concepts, let's see some questions. Here, we have to fill in the blanks with the future continuous tense of verbs given in the bracket. The first question is, next week, Mr. Bhandari dash to UAE. The verb given here in the bracket is fly. So, we will write future continuous tense form of fly. So, our sentence will be, next week, Mr. Bhandari will be flying to UAE. In the similar manner, you have to do second part of this exercise by yourself. Let's move on to the part number M, which is future perfect tense. We'll start with the formation of future perfect tense. So when we have to form a positive statement, we first start with all nouns or pronouns. Then we add will or shall, then have plus past participle form of the verb. For example, I shall have eaten. They will have eaten. In the similar manner, if we have to form a question, so we first write will or shall, then all nouns or pronouns, then have plus past participle form of verb with a question mark. For example, shall I have eaten? Will they have eaten? Similarly, if we have to form a negative statement, we first write all nouns or pronouns, then will or shall, then not, plus have, plus the past participle form. For example, shall I not have eaten? Will they not have eaten? Now let's see some uses of future perfect tense. The future perfect tense is used first to express an action that will be completed at some point in future. For example, I shall have finished my project by 9 o'clock tomorrow. Now using these concepts, let's do some questions. Here we have to fill in the blanks with future perfect tense form of verb given in the brackets. The first question says, at this time, next Monday, we dash to our new house. So the verb given in the bracket is shift. So we will write the future perfect tense form of shift. So our statement will be, at this time next morning, we shall have shifted to our new house. In similar way, you have to do second part of this exercise by yourself. Let's move on to the next part of the question, which is part number P, future perfect continuous tense. Let's start with formation of future perfect continuous tense. So here a table is given in which if we have to form a positive statement, we first write all nouns or pronouns, then add will or shall, then have plus been plus verb plus ing form. For example, I shall have been playing. They will have been playing. In the similar manner, if we have to form questions, then we first write will or shall, then all nouns or pronouns, then have plus been plus verb plus ing form with a question mark. For example, shall I have been playing? Will they have been playing? In the similar manner, if we have to form negative statements, we first write all nouns or pronouns, then will or shall not, then have plus been plus verb plus ing. For example, I shall have not been playing. They will have not been playing. Now let's see some uses of future perfect continuous tense. The future perfect continuous tense is used first to express an action which will begin before the given moment in the future and will continue up to that moment and will progress even at that moment. For example, she will have been waiting by the time we get there. They will have been searching for a new job. With this, we come to an end of this chapter. I hope you understood and enjoyed the concept. Do as much as practice as you can, and if you have any doubt, you can ask your teacher. We'll meet in the next class with a new chapter. Till then, bye-bye and take care.